You know, after 4 years of learning French, I finally realized progress doesn't come from what most people think it does. There were things I spent months that didn't really help. And then there were things that only took a day but made all the difference. So in today's video, I'm sharing what exactly worked for me, what didn't, and what I wish I would know sooner so you can hopefully save yourself a lot of time and frustration. Bonjour tout le monde, this is Rachel Mehajian-Fonse. I've been learning French for about 4 years now. I'm not fluent yet, but I'm comfortable. And more importantly, I'm enjoying the process, you know. You might be thinking, wait, 4 years, seriously? And honestly, fair enough. Because yes, if you were super disciplined, you would probably reach fluency in like, I don't know, 4 months, not 4 years like me. You're not wrong. I used to blame myself for that too. I even felt a bit embarrassed about it. But before you compare yourself with others, think about it for a second. First, I don't live in France. Second, I don't really know any native French speakers except like for my French teacher, whom I only see her once a week. Third, I've got a day job. And fourth, I have a family and especially a child. And fifth, I run a YouTube channel which takes up like, I don't know, most of my free time outside work. And lastly, I still want to keep a balanced life, like doing my little 30 minutes workout after work and seeing families and friends and spending time in nature whenever I can. So if you're someone with a full schedule like me, the only way to keep learning is to fit it into your daily life. Make it part of your lifestyle, not something extra you have to force yourself to do. So yeah, this video is my honest reflection after 4 years of learning French. What really helped me improve, what totally didn't, and what I would do differently if I could start all over again. And you know what? I realized I learned French in a completely different way from how I learned English, Mandarin, or Japanese because I learned each language at a different stage of my life. So the only way to make progress was to fit French into this stage of my life. So maybe in some way this will inspire you to find a way that fits your life too. Before anything else, I think it's really important to understand yourself, you know. I am an ENFJ, so I need learning to feel fun and meaningful. Meaningful in a way that makes me connect with people, like actually talk to native speakers from the heart. And because I'm naturally goal-oriented, I need milestones, like I need something to look forward to. That's why I challenge myself with exams from time to time. They kind of help me validate my progress in an external way. If I try to study in a way that doesn't suit my personality, I just lose my motivation completely. So before you copy someone else's routine, take a minute to figure out how you learn fast. If you're more introverted, maybe you like a quiet input like reading, journaling, reflecting, or if you're more outgoing, you might enjoy talking to people even if your sentences aren't perfect yet. And then think about how children learn languages. They start with songs, stories, listening and play. Obviously, they don't sit down with a grammar book at age 3, right? So imagine you're a child learning a language again. Kids start with songs. So for you, that could mean listening to French music. They watch cartoons, so maybe you can watch YouTube in French. They listen to their family speakings around them. For us, that's listening to podcasts or YouTubers like Easy French. For example, they mix those everyday scenario videos like breakfast, snacks, daily routines.
Salut les amis! Bienvenue dans ce nouvel épisode en français lent.
Aujourd'hui, j'ai invité Hélène pour petit déjeuner avec moi. Hélène, est-ce que tu aimes petit déjeuner?
And they speak really slowly, almost like they're your family members. Children also learn to read simple words and pictures book, so we can do that too. Read children's book in French, or even Le Petit Prince. And you know, for kids, writing comes much later. In school, they don't really write properly until after the first year of primary school, and that's totally fine. So if you can speak first, the writing will come later, just like kids learning their first language. If we approach language learning with the same curiosity and playfulness, we'll learn so much more naturally too. So the next one, this is one of my favorites, is to have a French-only recess day. Once every half a year or every 3 months if you want faster progress. I spent a full day using only French. No English, no Cantonese, no Mandarin, nothing else. I speak, listen, think, even test my family members in French. I don't care if they understand or not. I know they will translate it by Google Translate anyway, so I don't care. And I'm not gonna lie, it's tiring, but that one day helps me way more than weeks of scattered study lessons. It forces your brain to live in French, not just studying it. You just have to choose your day wisely. Like, pick a day when your energy is high and you're in a good mood. It doesn't need to be pre-planned, like just pencil mark a day when you're home. If you wake up feeling good, just go for it. And on that day, I also reorganize all my learning materials. Because when you use so many apps, notes, and random screenshots, things get messy, don't they? So I take that day to tidy everything up by topics, by grammar patterns, by whatever I find tricky. And whenever I bump into grammar I don't fully understand, I stop and fix it straight away. It's like decluttering your French brain. Everything becomes so much easier to find and use afterward. Next is finding the right tools that fit your life. For me, that includes Duolingo, DeepL, ChatGPT, and even changing my phone's language to French. Let's be honest, Duolingo is too easy. But that's kind of the point. It's repetitive, fun, and it works when your brain's too tired for everything serious. 5 minutes a day keeps me connected to French without pressure. I also use DeepL and ChatGPT whenever I'm unsure about grammar or want to sound a bit more natural. Those two are like my 24-hour tutors. Changing my phone to French, honestly, doesn't make you fluent, but it does help build familiarity. You start noticing patterns subconsciously, especially because you already know what the buttons mean. And you know what's funny? The thing that helped me most was actually using French navigation while driving.
Prendre la direction sud-ouest 146 vers Gateways. Dans un quart de mile, prendre à droite sur...
When Google Maps says tournez à droite or prenez la deuxième rue à gauche, it suddenly feels like your textbook comes to life. Like, oh, I actually know what it means. Okay, so the next one, journaling. Every week, my French teacher and I talk about one simple thing. How was your weekend? What I did, what I'm doing, and what I will be doing. It sounds so basic, but honestly, it's one of the best way to practice. If you can talk about your everyday life, you can express so much. Like I would say, je me suis réveillée, je me suis préparée, j'ai cuisiné et j'ai mangé un bon au chocolat pour le petit déjeuner. Then maybe, je vais aller à Londres l'après-midi pour voir une amie. Or I would say, j'aime regarder les comédies musicales au théâtre et je n'aime pas ne rien faire. Or I did even said, dans 6 ans, je serai une YouTuber sur les pas. Je voyagerai beaucoup avec ma famille et je parlerai très bien français. There's already so much you can say there, and you're using 3 tenses without even realizing it. If you do this daily, even just 5 minutes, it's so effective. Write it down or record yourself speaking to the camera. Writing helps writing, speaking helps your speaking, right? Simple but true. And of course, visiting France if you can. I spent 7 days there, and those 7 days helped me progress faster than 7 months of studying at home. When you're surrounded by the language, everything starts to click. You hear how people actually speak, you get used to the rhythm, and your brain starts thinking in French automatically. I was really lucky that I managed to visit France a couple of times last year, and my French, even my son's French, improved so quickly. Of course, maybe you can't travel right now, like because of time, budget, distance. I get it. I couldn't go this year either. But if you can, even for just 1 week, go somewhere small where English isn't common and there aren't too many tourists, you'll be amazed at how much you learn. It's so worth it. Think of it as an investment in your fluency. Now, of course, not everything I tried worked. Obviously, some of the old school methods that everyone swears by, yeah, not for me. So here's what didn't work. The first one that didn't work for me was long nightly study sessions. Apart from French Day I mentioned earlier, I just can't sit down for an hour every night with a textbook. It just didn't work for me. After a full day of work, I am tired. My child needs attention, my phone keeps buzzing, and you know, Instagram is right there. By the time I sit down, I'm half asleep already. That kind of study schedule, like sitting down for hours, worked back in school, but not anymore. Now with AI and all these tools, we can learn differently. Shorter, focused bursts and learning as we go. That's so much more sustainable. And the next one that didn't work for me was setting goals that are just too big. Sounds good at first, but honestly, it just creates pressure. After I passed the LFA1 exam, I told myself I'd reach B1 in 6 months. Yeah, no, unrealistic. I also tried making weekly French vlogs, and it was fun at first. But oh my god, it took so much time, and I felt stressed trying to keep up. And eventually I realized it was too much, and that's okay. Now I just record myself privately for practice. No pressure. Dropping something that doesn't work isn't failure, it's self-awareness. And the next one that didn't work for me was listening to podcasts or French movie without subtitles. This one, honestly, I struggle a lot. I used to listen to native speed podcasts and watch French movies without subtitles, thinking, yeah, this will make me fluent faster, but nope, they just speak so fast. My brain couldn't process anything. Now I always watch with subtitles, and you know what? It helps. You match the sounds to the words, and over time, your ear just gets better naturally. But sometimes I play a podcast softly before bed, not to aim at understand every word, but just to let my brain soak up the rhythm. It actually helps. It's like background exposure. So yeah, subtitles are not cheating. They are a bridge to fluency. Okay, the last one, thinking I'm not good at languages. This mindset is the worst. When you tell yourself I'm not good at languages, you already blocked all your potentials. Everyone can learn. Before babies talk, they sense meanings through sound. So if a baby can learn 2 or 3 languages, so can we. There's a Chinese saying I love, 食不为雅,非不能雅,习不为雅,非不能雅. It means it's not that you can't, it's just that you're not willing to try. So ask yourself, do you like that language you're learning? Do you even know why you're learning it? Like my husband always says he's not good at languages. So yeah, his English has a strong accent and he's never taken any formal lessons to learn any extra language. But he's actually really good at Japanese and he doesn't even realize it. He picked it up from video games. He even made a Japanese Apple ID just so he can download the games he wanted. And now every time we go to Japan, he can read signs, order food, shop, all without realizing how much he knows. He learned a language without trying to learn it. It's so amazing, isn't it? That's what happens when you connect it to something you love. And if you're curious what made me fall in love with French, I actually made a video about it here. Why I fell in love with French culture. If you love French culture like I do, I think you enjoy that one too. I'll link it here. So yeah, that's it. 4 years of try and error, and these are the things that really worked for me and what really didn't work for me as well. Of course, your journey might look completely different, and that's totally fine. The key is to understand yourself, keep it fun and stay consistent. If you've been learning French too, let me know in the comments what's something that actually worked for you or something that actually didn't work for you as well. I would love to learn from your journey as well. And by the way, if you ever lose motivation while learning, check out one video that I made earlier, No Passion for the Language You're Learning. Do this instead. If you want to dive deeper, please continue watching. A bientôt!